What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute since I made my last video. Things have just been kind of crazy. I've been over on my Twitter tweeting out my picks over the last couple weeks, but I'm back now with a slate of NBA playoff games. As you can see, we've got the Hawks at the Heat, the Timberwolves at the Grizzlies, and the Pelicans at the Suns. The lines for each game looks like Miami -7, Memphis -6.5, and Phoenix -9.5. And this is as of 9:30 this morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at the injury report for each of these teams. Looks like Capella and Lou Williams are going to be out for the Hawks, and Bogdanovich is probable. Then we've got a handful of players from Miami Heat that are questionable. I'm guessing that they'll likely play, but this is just a precautionary injury report. Memphis Grizzlies are going to be without Killian Tilly. He hasn't played a whole lot recently. Minnesota's going to be possibly without Taurean Prince. Again, I'm not sure if he'll play or not, but I don't think that'll be a big factor in the game tonight. Then the Pelicans are going to be without Zion, who hasn't played all season. No surprise there. And Kira Lewis Jr., again, not a big player for the Pelicans, so it won't be a huge factor for them. And then the Suns will be without Dario Saric, who has been out for quite a while with the right ACL tear. So hopping into the first game with the Hawks at the Heat, as we take a look at the Atlanta Hawks stats, we'll see that they're putting up about 113 points a game and giving up 112, slightly scoring more than their opponents. Their 3-point percentage is second best in the league at 37.5%. Their bottom tier of the league in 2-point field goal percentage at 53. Their overall shooting percentage is 47%, and defensively, they're giving up 36.5% to their opponents in 3-point percentage, which is probably why Duncan Robinson had 20 plus points in the last game. He's a 3-point sharpshooter, and he's going to get open and knock him down when he can. The 2-point field goal percentage at 54% is 21st worst in the league. So they're going to give up points, which is tough because Miami is a very good defensive team, and points are going to be hard to come by on their end. So as we take a look at Miami's stats, they're putting up about 110 points a game, so they're competing with Atlanta at 113, but they're giving up only 105. It's 7 less points. Their margin of victory is roughly 5 points compared to the Hawks' 1. Again, their 3-point shooting percentage is 38.1%, which is the best in the league. As we saw with the Hawks stats, their 3-point percentage given up to their opponents was top 5 worst in the league at around 36.5%. So it's something to look at, and a big deciding factor in the game tonight. Again, their 2-point percentage is 53.1, which is about middle of the pack in the league at 18th. Defensively, they're only giving up 33.8% 3-point percentage, which is the best in the league, and 2-point percentage, they're coming in at middle of the pack at 18th at 53.7%. I think it's pretty obvious that Miami is the better defensive team. I think the Hawks are able to score, but with Miami's defense, I don't see them scoring a whole lot in this game. Similar to the last game, Miami kind of dominated. They shot lights out from 3, and they made it hell for Trae Young to score. And I think we can expect a lot of the same, especially with Clint Capella out this game. I think we can expect Miami to dominate at home, and I would take Miami -7. Now, as we hop into the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies, taking a look at the Timberwolves stats, they're putting up about 116 points a game, which is number 1 in the league. They're scoring the most of the entire NBA, but they're also giving up 113.2. So they like to play in track meet, fast-paced tempo. They're going to score points, but they're also going to give them up. Shooting-wise, they're 35.8% from 3, which is about middle of the pack at 12th in the league. 2-point percentage is 54%, which is number 14 in the league, again, middle of the pack. Defensively, they're giving up 35% from 3, middle of the pack in the league, and then their bottom tier in the league in 2-point percentage, given up at 54.2%. Then we can take a look at Memphis' stats. They're scoring 115.6 points per game, giving up about 110 points per game. So the two teams are going to be able to score. It's going to be a track meet most likely. I believe the first score of the first game, if we take a look here, was pretty high scoring. I want to say they played Sunday. Nope, Saturday. Yeah, 130 to 117, so 247 total points scored. I think we can expect a lot of the same tonight. It's going to be a high scoring game. I do think Ja Morant will be back tonight. He's not listed on the injury report when we looked at it, so I think we can expect him to play. However, with him out, Memphis is not as good as they are with him, but they also lost by 13 points to Minnesota without him. I don't see them being a 6.5 point favorite with him. I think it's closer, maybe a 2 or 3 point game. Either way, I personally I don't think anyone is able to guard Karl-Anthony Towns on Memphis, so he's going to have a big game and a big series overall. The over under might be something to play with. 241. I think it's going to be a pretty accurate line. Like we just looked at, both teams are averaging about 115 points per game. So 230, I would stay away from it. If anything, I'd go under just because the averages tell you to. But I would personally lean Timberwolves plus 6.5, and that's what I'm going to end up taking. Then as we take a look at the third game tonight, Pelicans and Suns, taking a look at the Pelicans stats. They're scoring about 109 points per game, which is bottom tier in the league at number 21. And they're giving up 110, which is about middle of the pack defensively. Their 3 point percentage is number 27 in the league, so they're not very good at shooting 3 pointers at 33.3%. And their 2 point percentage is 21st in the league at 52.7%. So they're not a great shooting team. We can see that with their scoring. They're only putting up 109 points per game, which is bottom 10 in the league. Defensively, they're giving up 36.4% from three, which is top 5 worst in the league. And 2 point percentage is about the same at number 24 with 54.5%. So they're not great defensively. They're not a great shooting team. And it's going to take a lot for them to come and beat the Suns at their home court, especially with the Suns being the number 1 seed. So we take a look at the Suns stats. They're scoring about 115 points per game, which is number 5 in the league. They're only giving up 107.2 points per game, so their average margin of victory is 7 points. And their 107 points allowed is number 7 in the league. Taking a look at the 3 point percentage, they're 36.3% from three, which is top 10 in the league, and their 2 point field goal percentage is 55.2, which is top 5 in the league. Overall, their shooting percentage is 48.5, which is number 1. They're the best shooting team, most efficient shooting team in the NBA. Their opponent 3 point percentage is 34% per game, which is number 5 in the league, and their opponent 2 point percentage is 50.8%, which is number 2 in the league. They're looking at the stats, they're clearly the far and away better team. They're going to shoot the ball well. They're going to play good defense. I don't see the Pelicans coming even close to winning this game. They played well in game 1. I don't think they come out and do the same in game 2. I think Chris Paul keeps playing well. Devin Booker comes out and has a bigger game in game 2. I believe the line was 9.5. I would take Phoenix minus the 9.5. Definitely money line if you don't want to mess with the spread. Definitely go ahead and take the money line. But I think Phoenix is going to take this one at minus 9.5. So just to recap today's picks, I'm going to rock with the Heat minus 7, Timberwolves plus 6.5, and the Suns minus 9.5. Also, I am currently cooking up a baseball strikeout model that I'll come out with a video later in the week. Look forward to that. And other than that, good luck with your bets and see you tomorrow.